Hello everyone, welcome back to Relax History AI. World War II was not only a clash between nations, but a confrontation between individuals driven by ambition and destiny. Adolf Hitler, Joseph Stalin, Winston Churchill, Douglas MacArthur, and many others left their mark on the world map through choices that could never be undone. Based on verified historical sources, professional reconstruction software, and advanced AI technology, they return, astonishingly lifelike. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the video.
Number 1.
Adolf Hitler, 1889-1945, leader of Nazi Germany, initiated World War II and orchestrated the Holocaust. From a failed artist, he rose to power in 1933, establishing a dictatorship based on racism and anti-Semitism. His expansionist policies and genocidal campaign caused the deaths of over 60 million people, including 6 million Jews. Hitler died by suicide in 1945 as Germany collapsed. He remains one of history's most reviled figures, symbolizing war, fascism, and crimes against humanity.
Number 2.
Harry S. Truman, 1884-1972, was the 33rd President of the United States. Taking office during World War II, he ordered the atomic bombings of Japan, ending the war and ushering in the nuclear age. Truman launched the Truman Doctrine, the Marshall Plan, and helped establish NATO, shaping the Cold War order, known for his blunt style and motto, "The buck stops here." Truman became a symbol of accountable and decisive leadership in a time of global upheaval.
Number 3.
Joseph Stalin, 1878-1953, was the Soviet Union's supreme leader who transformed it into an industrial superpower, but at the cost of mass repression. He orchestrated purges, the Holodomor famine, and the Gulag system, leading to millions of deaths. Though he helped defeat Nazi Germany, Stalin's legacy remains deeply controversial. A man of steel who forged the USSR through blood and a symbol of absolute power in the 20th century.
Number 4.
Winston Churchill, 1874-1965, was Britain's greatest prime minister of the 20th century, who led the nation through World War II with iron will and stirring oratory. Refusing to surrender to Nazi Germany, He inspired a spirit of defiance and unity. Churchill served 2 terms as Prime Minister, won the Nobel Prize in Literature, and helped shape the post-war world. Though controversial for his colonial views, he remains the old lion of Western democracy and a symbol of unyielding leadership.
Number 5.
Charles de Gaulle, 1890–1970, was the leader of the French resistance during World War II and the founding president of the Fifth Republic. Refusing to surrender to Germany, he rallied Free French forces from London and became a symbol of national pride. After the war, de Gaulle rebuilt France, ended the Algerian War, and asserted French independence on the world stage. His legacy remains one of sovereignty, patriotism, and steadfast leadership.
Number 6.
Isoroku Yamamoto, 1884–1943, was the legendary admiral of the Imperial Japanese Navy and the mastermind behind the attack on Pearl Harbor. Born into a samurai family and educated in the United States, he deeply understood America's strength and initially opposed going to war. Nevertheless, he followed imperial orders. In 1943, American codebreakers intercepted his flight plan, and his plane was shot down in an ambush. His death dealt a severe blow to Japanese morale and marked the loss of their most strategic military thinker.
Number 7.
Hideki Tojo, 1884–1948, was Japan's prime minister during World War II and a symbol of extreme militarism. He authorized the attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941 and promoted the Greater East Asia Co-Prosperity Sphere as a front for brutal expansion. Under his rule, Japanese forces committed atrocities across China and Southeast Asia. After the war, Tojo was tried for crimes against humanity and executed in 1948.
Number 8.
Benito Mussolini, 1883–1945, the fascist dictator of Italy and founder of modern fascism. Once a socialist journalist, he turned to ultranationalism and established a dictatorship in 1925 under the title Dukes, the Leader. Under his rule, Italy crushed opposition, invaded Ethiopia, Greece, and Libya, and allied with Hitler during World War II As the war collapsed, Mussolini was captured and executed by Italian partisans. His body was hung upside down in Milan, a disgraceful end for the man who dreamed of reviving the Roman Empire.
Number 9.
George S. Patton, 1885–1945, was a legendary American general in World War II, renowned for his bold tank tactics and fierce leadership. He led the Third Army across Europe, famously lifting the siege of Bastogne. Though controversial for his fiery temper and extreme views, he remains a symbol of speed and determination. Patton died in 1945 after a car accident, leaving behind questions about what more he could have achieved in the post-war world.
Number 10.
George C. Marshall, 1980. 1959 was a brilliant strategist and the architect of Allied victory in World War II. As U.S. Army Chief of Staff, he expanded the Army and chose Eisenhower to lead D-Day. After the war, he launched the Marshall Plan in 1948, providing $13 billion to rebuild Western Europe and contain communism. In 1953, Marshall was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, becoming a symbol of wisdom, leadership, and public service in one of the most turbulent eras of the 20th century.
Number 11.
Bernard Montgomery, 1887–1976, was a legendary British general in World War II, best known for his decisive victory at El Alamein in 1942, which halted the German advance in North Africa. He led Allied forces in major campaigns in Italy and Normandy. Known for his disciplined and confident leadership, Montgomery became a symbol of British military strength. After the war, he served in high-ranking positions within NATO.
Number 12.
Chester W. Nimitz, 1885–1966, was a United States Navy admiral who commanded the Pacific Fleet during World War II. He led American forces to a turning-point victory at the Battle of Midway and pushed back Japan through a series of island campaigns. Known for his calm demeanor and strategic brilliance, Nimitz played a critical role in the Allied victory in the Pacific. His legacy endures as a symbol of wisdom, leadership, and steady command in times of war.
Number 13.
Douglas MacArthur, 1880–1964, was one of the most prominent American generals of the 20th century. He led the Pacific Campaign in World War II, liberated the Philippines, and accepted Japan's surrender. After the war, he oversaw the reconstruction of Japan and later commanded United Nations forces during the Korean War. Known for his bold personality, his iconic phrase, "I shall return," and a career spanning over 50 years, MacArthur remains a towering figure in military history.
Number 14.
Georgy Zhukov, 1896–1974, was the Soviet Union's greatest general during World War II. He led crucial victories at Moscow, Stalingrad, and Berlin, playing a decisive role in defeating Nazi Germany. Known for his iron will, bold strategies, and fierce loyalty to the Soviet homeland, Zhukov became the face of Soviet victory. After the war, he held high positions, but was sidelined by Stalin, who feared his rising influence. Zhukov remains a towering figure in 20th century military history.
Number 15.
Heinrich Himmler, 1900–1945, head of the SS, was the chief architect of the Holocaust and one of the most powerful figures in Nazi Germany. He oversaw the concentration camp system and directed the final solution, which led to the deaths of 6 million Jews obsessed with racial ideology. Himmler turned the SS and Gestapo into tools of terror, captured by British forces after Germany's defeat. He committed suicide with cyanide before facing trial for crimes against humanity.
Number 16.
Hermann Göring, 1893–1946, the second most powerful figure in Nazi Germany, founded the Gestapo and led the Luftwaffe. He played a key role in the persecution of Jews and the establishment of early concentration camps. Once named Hitler's successor, Göring lost favor after military failures. After World War II, he was sentenced to death at the Nuremberg trials, but committed suicide with cyanide the night before his scheduled execution.
Number 17.
Joseph Goebbels, 1897-1945, was Nazi Germany's Minister of Propaganda and one of Hitler's most loyal aides. He controlled the media, cinema, and education to promote fascism and incite racial hatred. Known for his powerful rhetoric and psychological manipulation, Goebbels became the voice of Nazi ideology. After Hitler's suicide, he killed his wife and 6 children before taking his own life in Hitler's Berlin bunker, marking the bitter end of Nazi propaganda.
Number 18.
Erwin Rommel, 1891-1944, known as the Desert Fox, was one of Germany's most respected generals during World War II. Famous for his tactical brilliance in North Africa and humane treatment of prisoners, Rommel was admired even by his enemies. Though once loyal to Hitler, he was linked to the plot to kill him in 1944 and forced to take his own life, a legacy of brilliance and contradiction.
Number 19.
Karl Dönitz, 1891-1980, was the German admiral who succeeded Hitler as the last head of the Third Reich, ruling for just 23 days. As the mastermind of the U-boat Wolfpack strategy, he inflicted heavy losses on the Allies in the Atlantic. After Hitler's suicide, Dönitz was appointed president and surrendered unconditionally. Tried at Nuremberg, he received a 10-year sentence. Dönitz remains a symbol of military brilliance, misused in service of a criminal regime.
Number 20.
Tomoyuki Yamashita, 1885-1946, nicknamed the Tiger of Malaya, was the Japanese general who swiftly conquered Singapore in 1942. Though he did not directly order the atrocities committed in the Philippines, he was sentenced to death under the principle of command responsibility. Yamashita became a symbol of both extraordinary military talent and the ethical controversies of justice after war. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't hesitate to share it with your friends and hit subscribe so you won't miss our next exciting content.